How's it going? My name's Sean. I'm a full-time clothing eBay reseller, and in today's video, we're going to talk about reseller news. This is going to be like a little series where I take last week's information of what I saw on social media in the reselling space. We're going to point out some people who are on the rise, maybe help some channels out, kind of get the word out there because there's a lot of resellers out there on YouTube, on Instagram, and some people don't know about them, and they're huge channels and they're very impressive businesses, and I want to share some of that with you guys. First, we're going to start with the most important reseller, and that's me on this channel. We're going to talk about what happened last week. One of the things that happened last week was pretty much the same stuff that happens every week. We did some videos. I got some good feedback on my YouTube videos. I did a long one about shipping items after vacation. That went okay, but people wanted to see a sourcing video, so I made a note to make the sourcing video of my long sourcing day. I'm going to work really hard, try to make it entertaining and show you guys some of the good items I'm picking up, as well as some of the more common stuff that I'm picking up, especially during the warmer months. Let's get straight into other reseller news, starting off with Resale Brothers. So I had a live stream with Bo Johnson. It's on his channel, and the Resale Brothers made a comment because I suggested having a bit similar to this where you would talk about like things that happened in reselling, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should just beat them to the punch. The reason I pointed them out was because on Instagram, they had 152 items after the weekend sales, and they were talking about it takes 45 to 50 minutes to pack all those items. Now, I think part of that speed comes from, I noticed they had their items already in poly mailers in their inventory system. I haven't seen anybody do that. It seems like a pretty good idea. I also noticed one brother doing all the work. I don't know if that was the younger brother or the older brother, but as a younger brother myself, I believe that to be the case. I think the older brother is the one doing all the YouTube stuff, and the one that's doing all the manual grunt work labor is the younger brother. I don't have any facts to back this up, but that is what I believe as a younger brother speaking for the community. Anyway, I just thought it was a pretty big deal to have that many sales coming from a channel who isn't even that big of a channel, but I feel like they're on the right path and they're doing a lot of good things. The next reselling channel I want to talk about is Brian Roning. This is a close friend of mine. He lives out in Arizona. He has been upping his YouTube game. Something I've noticed with his YouTube channel is the introductions are fire. They are so much more impressive than before, and most creators go through this type of journey where they start off either not doing really well and then all of a sudden doing really well. And a lot of that comes with new gear, new microphones. It also comes with experience and just getting your reps in and being a little bit better on camera. So Brian, good on you. Go check out his channel. I thought it was great. He did like a little teaser where he said, oh, this is a great pair of jeans. I think I'm going to sell it for, and then it had like that bleep sound, and then it kind of turned into his actual like little short intro clip. I thought that was awesome. I've tried to make one. I think I need to give it another shot. Most TV shows, most things that you watch have like a little nice curated 10-15 second intro, and I think that would be cool. So if you guys have ideas of what my intro could be, let me know down below in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. I basically talk about my reselling business, my sales. I go sourcing sometimes, and I'm also going to start bringing you some of the news in reselling. Next up, we have Curated by Natalie. Natalie is a reseller. She's really big on Instagram and YouTube. She is in, I believe, Texas. I think she's further south than I am, but she has really nice curated content, not just because her name is Curated by Natalie, but like she puts a lot of effort and time into what the content is that she puts out, and I think that's really good. She mentioned she had really sore arms. In one of her Instagram posts, she went to a sale where everything was very cheap. I'm not sure if this was like a half off day at like a Salvation Army or if it was like a big blowout sale at another store. Like I said, these are just kind of clips of things that I'm seeing in reselling, and I thought it was hilarious because I understand if you can't get to a cart, your arms do get tired. I like to use the post office bags whenever I'm sourcing, especially on half off days and days where there's a lot of customers and no carts, and I just drag the bag along the ground and I just put the items in there and I leave the hangers on the rack. Go ahead. Put it in the comments if you're upset. Yes, I leave hangers on the rack. I figure it's job security for thrift store workers so they have something to do whenever the time is slow. Also, it makes you go faster at the cash register. But anyway, Natalie said her arms were really tired. I remember her saying that she got a bunch of stuff only in her size because there was so much stuff to go through. She didn't even have a chance to go to the other sizes. So she was able to buy personal items and items to resell. She's a part-time reseller. She buys a lot of her like outfits and things like that through her thrifted finds. And I think that's really cool to curate like your lifestyle with thrifting, because it's really cheap and it makes things make sense, in my opinion. When I look at retail prices, I think it's ridiculous. Moving forward, we're going to talk about another woman in reselling, and this is Carrie at Home. Carrie at Home has been crushing the YouTube game. She pretty much came out of nowhere. I believe she was in Tech and Sports reselling group, and all of a sudden she put a video out about her $300K a year routine. She's a stay-at-home mom with her husband. I think they homeschool their kids. They're doing really well. They try to finish their day before lunch, and they do this by double teaming the work. I believe the husband does some of the photos in the morning, and then I think when Carrie's getting the family ready, she gets the shipping done shortly after, and then possibly lists the items, and then they go to the thrift stores together as a family. I think that's really great. Speaking of Tech and Sports, as you guys may know, if you haven't been living under a rock in the last couple years, Tech and Sports kind of came out on YouTube, not just in his reselling group with the former group of Daily Refinements and Tech, but he was in that group and then all of a sudden came on YouTube, exposed how he's been selling all these clothes. He was the #1 seller on eBay for clothes and all that stuff. He put on an IG story that he sold some video games. So maybe not tech and sports anymore, but tech and video games. He went to a flea market. He found a bunch of vintage games, pretty much like most resellers' dream find if you know anything about video games. I've paid $200 to $300 for some video game lots just because it's pretty easy to make a lot of money. He sold it for $720. I'm not sure if he sold that on Facebook. I want to say he did, but that's a really quick flip to sell video games for $720 because that person possibly may keep some and then even sell the rest. Who really knows? Most of the value on old video games can go through the form of like Amazon, and also you can get a lot of money on eBay for it. My wife and I kind of like to collect some of them. We don't have like a major collection, but she worked at GameStop for a number of years and had some new in-box stuff. So we have been collecting. Finding things like that, especially at flea markets in 2024, gives me the desire to go out to more garage sales, flea markets, and try to find these deals. I will tell you a little heads up, a little hint. The way that I got some of my last vintage video game hauls is handing out business cards, and like 6 months later, I've had people call back. Those people are going to be your middle-aged mothers and grandmothers, because sometimes their kids and grandkids have video games that they've left at the house they grew up in, and they didn't do anything with it. And those people in that age category are like more likely to want to get it out of the house. They'll make a call and be like, hey, can I sell your stuff? And then you get the call back saying, hey, my son said you could sell it. And then that's pretty much how that works. So pretty cool for Tech to find some video games at the flea market. That's awesome. Next person I want to talk about is Resell CNY. Now, this is Resell Central New York. It looks like a pair of guys. I'm not sure exactly. I just watched part of their video, but the video that I watched has to be their first viral video. They just came on the YouTube scene. It looks like not too long ago, but I don't want to be offensive because sometimes people take a longer time to get to monetization and virality. But this video was super viral for their channel. I think it had like 20,000 views. It basically was him just packing up orders, but he had a nice flow to it. He had some small items to go out. Maybe the title was what got him the virality, but they're pretty entertaining people too. So I think they have a great future ahead of them. So I want to say like a big congrats to you, Resell CNY. Yeah, thank you for the content, man. I don't watch a lot of reselling content, but you know, sometimes I get back into the world and I want to see what else other people are doing. Like, are there things that I'm not doing right? Some people are doing things out there that like you can pick up on. Another thing that I noticed with them was they sponsored a friend of theirs like dirt car. You know, like a rally car, like not like a truck or like a big car, but almost like an oversized go-kart. They were actually a sponsor with their business for that guy, and I thought that was really cool. I was like, maybe I could sponsor like, you know, a kid's baseball team or like somebody doing a race. I don't know, like a soapbox derby. It'd be cool to see my name and logo like on the back of a shirt or something. That'd be a really cool thing. So thanks for that idea. One of the last people I want to talk about is one of the OGs in the space. This is Rally Roots. I came across one of their videos just because I had typed in like, you know, I was looking up eBay resellers and I was like, dude, these guys are still posting like extremely consistent. Now, I kind of thought they disappeared, and that's partially because I disappeared from watching reselling content, but they're still putting out great content. The great thing I like about the Roots is Ryan and Allie have a bunch of like fun when they're filming these videos, and they've done this thousands of times. So like for them to still have that organic like laughter, and it's not forced or anything like that, because trust me, a lot of reselling videos are very forced, very scripted, very I don't want to say dull, but just like you know, it's kind of like stand up, knock down, like get the video out. And it's a good video, but they actually had some pretty funny moments in the very beginning of one of their most recent videos when they're going to the thrift store. Ryan mentioned he had the Dahmer glasses on, and he mentioned that Allie had the narc glasses on because she had like the cop type glasses and he had like the Jeffrey Dahmer type glasses. And then she made a comment to him, and then he said, yeah, with these glasses, everything looks, and he kind of paused and he goes, delicious. And I thought that was hilarious because, I don't know, you just wouldn't really expect that out of like a reselling video going to a thrift store, but really good to see them still doing well. I'm definitely going to have to like touch base. The last videos I watched of theirs, they were like, I think buying a house in upstate New York or something like that, or I don't know if it was Allie's mom. There was something where they were like traveling around doing some videos, and I was just kind of like, these guys have elevated like super high in like the business sense, not just like reselling, but business in general. Before I wrap this up, I wanted to say another person that is doing really well and I'm very impressed with is Kaylee Eileen. Kaylee Eileen is a women's clothing seller. She has one of her best friends as her pretty much like number one in charge, and she has, I think, another couple employees. She's expanded her business. She's kind of like, I think, like tightened it up ever so slightly. However, her YouTube game has jumped to another level. This is somebody who I know had really good information, but for the longest time, the quality of the YouTube channel just wasn't like as sharp as like the higher end people. So you couldn't match like her reselling success with her YouTube quality, because for me, I just had like kind of like a tough time hearing it, and a lot of it has to do with microphones. But she has sharpened up the mic. She did an awesome intro in her last video. I don't know if it was her last video, but it was a video about her business plan video, and I think it was a 20K video or something, but the editing jumped out of the screen for me. Like, she put some work into it. She's really coming along, and I think that's great because it's going to make me more excited to watch her videos, because I know she's talented, and now it's actually showing like through the screen so much more seamlessly. So really good job, Kaylee, and I'm just excited to see you getting better and better. And that also kind of tells me like maybe I need to up my game. Like this area you guys are seeing back here, I have this sign. My mom got me this sign. It says, "Don't wish for it, work for it." I put it up. It's a little bit of like a posh type sign, but it's okay. I'm going to keep it up for a while, but I'm also going to like improve the aesthetics of this. We're going to try to like catch up to some of these better creators that I'm starting to see on YouTube. Hopefully I can keep bringing you guys good quality content. Again, if you like this video, let me know down below. If you don't like the video, let me know down below. I mean, let me know what I can do better. If you wanted to be shouted out, maybe send me a link on Instagram or something to something you think is cool enough to be talked about next week, and maybe I just might talk about it and be impressed with it. We got a sourcing video coming up. I'm going to be sourcing tomorrow. I'm going to try to get a lot of clips. I'm going to try to get some good items. I'm going to show you guys what keeps this business alive for me, you know, and hopefully you guys enjoy that. Hopefully I have it out by the end of the week. Anyway, I appreciate all you guys watching, all you guys that comment, and all you guys that like the video. It really keeps me motivated, keeps me going, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.